So Paddy Ryder wearing the number 4 in the middle. His first game for Port Adelaide after 170 with the Essendon Football Club up against the number 1 ruckman in the competition. Number 1 again last year for hit-outs. All-Australian Sandilands wins first up. Paddy Ryder almost his first touch, and there's a free kick being found. It's going to Robbie Gray.
Scrag off the ball, and out they go. As you told us many times, Dwayne, last year, just widening up the ground.
Corns. Wines. Wingard starting on the bench, by the way, for Port fans, and Lobe not playing. Late withdrawal. We think it might be a quad problem.
Sandlands has pushed deep. Ryder tried to get the ball up around the middle of the ground. Sandlands has gone as that spare for Fremantle.
Butcher to Schultz. Butcher kept it alive. And Schultz from the pocket.
The forward structure of the Dockers has had a lot of focus. And Zach Clark, who we just saw squeeze on the bottom of the screen there, he's a major component of whether or not they can go the next step. Whether he can stand tall, take some marks.
5 almost. Robbie Gray bangs it long. Butcher will have to go. He's got 3 to beat. Hits the deck. Free kick.
Just look,
Fremantle ball.
Just looking at the other end of the ground, lads. Couple of big matchups, and they're only small men. Hayden Ballantyne has Impey as his matchup, and Walters has Pittard, and they will be critical to Fremantle and Port's success tonight.
5. Second most votes in the Brownlow last year. Favourite to win it this year. Walters comes up to get one at half-back just to get his touch on the leather. And stolen by Subin. That's almost a mark. Wasn't paid. Hill puts the Jets on. Misses Pearce with a handball attempt. Sheridan flicks it up. Pearce caught. Rolls it. Doesn't. Didn't get it all the way. Tringove. Wines. Great.
They're going again, Port Adelaide. Every opportunity. That's the way they play. Run and gun. Handball received. Get it moving.
Fremantle ready for that. McFarlane got in the way.
We've already seen a couple of turnovers. Pressure, skills under pressure failing.
Sandlands back to Pearce. Ex-Port Adelaide player, of course, fighting hard. Hasn't missed a game since joining Fremantle. Gray. Sidestep was beautiful. Handball just as good. Corns. He's got Butcher in the gun. And he fired it beautifully.
Well, Robbie Gray's had plenty of it. I think he's playing wide of Nat Fyfe at this stage. Jono Fife's already had a couple of possessions, so we've got 2 of the best midfielders going head-to-head, but essentially ultra-attacking at the moment.
Well, exactly right. Robbie Gray's work, also with his teammates around the contest at the moment, has been very, very good. The outnumber from Port Adelaide's point of view has been excellent. Allows Johnny Butcher to have his first opportunity this afternoon.
So he's in for Matthew Lobe. He was an emergency. What kind of kicking are we going to get from Butcher today? He loves it. He squeezed that in.
It's a good start. Great start from Port Adelaide. In fact, with their work around the contest, as we mentioned, you can just see the outnumber around the contest after this ball hits the deck. Fremantle look like they're going to be away. Off they go, handballs through the middle of the ground. Good work from there, but then they just get closed up, and that's where Port Adelaide are able to create numbers around it. Pearce is one. Another player comes in to help out there in Sheridan, V5. And this is the result. Easy inside 50.
With 32 goals for the Port Magpies last year. John Butcher has had a couple of seasons where his kicking's been fantastic early on and a couple of seasons late where it hasn't been. Mundy. Clancy Pearce. Walters stands under it. Can he get near it? Pittard got a fist on it. And first to pounce or bump on the kick to the back as well.
Barlow was there for the receive, but Walters had the goals in his nostrils.
Pittard to Boak. Pittard. Tringove. That's a spear. And Courts has marked it on the line.
Well, it's an area of his game he needed to improve, and he's got a hell of a lot more confidence in his game. If you're picking out a kick like that and delivering it, that's magnificent. This is the aggressive kick in footy that has to be hit. That inside kick, inside the corridor, generally has to go through some opposition players, and they've got to the other side of the ground, changing the angle.
Homsch. Good lead up from White. Had Ryder inside, he waited, delivers.
That's the kick. That draws Sandilands out. He has to man the mark now. He can't get back in the space to block up Butcher and Schultz.
If it's an on West off's a bit of a mismatch in height at least.
Broadbent tried to hit Westhoff because of that. Rolls it back out. Homsch, Butcher and Ebert looked at each other. White can kick a long ball, keeps it low and gets it through. Perfect start, Port Adelaide.
Well, they've worked that ball pretty easily from one end of the ground to the other. Ross Lyon would be concerned about that. Weren't able to get the ball back in many ways. Didn't have that many opportunities. Here was one, and it was fluff, but it was Westhoff that got the ball clear. And Matt White, who's been a great pickup, gets it and delivers it. Didn't hit it absolutely sweetly, but it floated nicely. There's a slight breeze advantaging that end of the ground, and that got on the end.
Coming off the best season of his career, 22 games last year, Matt White. Back in the middle. Sandlin stood there. Ryder rose early. Wingard now on, started on the bench.
Well, there's Matty Pavlich in there making the smother, already pushed himself into that centre bounce.
Extra player in defence, Port.
And they'll need it here. Pollock, gang tackled. Main drags him down. Ballantyne to Clark. He's got the runner. Main put it too far out in front, and Hartlett content to let that roll out.
It was a good kick in the end, I think, Terrence, because the Hartlett had worked right back, so he goes long. It's an intercept mark. Port Adelaide, away they go. They respond. So the kick into the pocket, create the stoppage. It was smart play.
It's great running by Hartlett, though, to get down and play that wicket keeper role.
Boat to Gray, to Polak, slick hands, Broadbent, and now Jonas. And now Westhoff.
Great kick.
This is the problem. We just saw those numbers in the lab there. You can see it's 15-3 uncontested marks at the moment. They just can't defend Port on the fast break.
Boak. Hartlett.
Great confidence in their kicking skills. They hit targets and they're hitting them better than the opposition at the moment.
Carlisle to Gray, to Broadbent, about to be caught. Back to Robbie Gray, little fumble. Schultz gets a touch. Broadbent, and now the lead comes. It's long. Wingard playing out at full forward, gets nudged under it. Clancy Pearce, a couple to beat for Clancy. He'll take that.
Got away with it. It's one of the strange elements of the game, Jono. You handball the ball 1 metre one side of the post, it's a kick out. You do it the other way, it's a ball in.
And there's the poor delivery. So Port Adelaide Juice has been better than Fremantle early.
In fact, it's not a ball in, it's a deliberate, and you get a free kick against.
Spur might be in some trouble. Yep.
The Main's in some trouble down here as well, boys. He's getting some work done. That left ankle taken from the ground immediately as he twisted on that last tackling contest in the forward 50. So their prime pressure player on the pine at the moment.
McFarlane takes the mark. Danger. Barlow. Jumped on by Homch and then rolled last second. Sheridan to Duffield. Bounce eluded Pav. Trengove read it well. Wingard again over his head. Johnson. He's had a limited preparation, Chad Wingard, pre-season of course. Hill. And just off the bench Mundy.
And he's going to get it, Dwayne. You've picked it.
And he can go here. Port Adelaide weren't ready for that. Ross Lyon, not sure if it was deliberate, but it worked. Pavlich. Barlow. Ballantyne.
You've got to hit those targets. That was too tough.
Might still be good enough. Ballantyne also coming off a limited preparation. Calf injury in the NAB challenge. Trengove. Good hassling. Barlow gets in there hard. Winds. Flicks it. Homsch. Impey gets a touch.
Smart kick. The pressure out there looks enormous.
There's also great positioning from Hartlett, giving them an outlet player.
Quality game at the moment. Wines. Finals-like game, but these two are finals teams from last year and the year before, and of course you could argue they're the main challengers to Hawthorn this season again. Paddy Ryder floats in nicely.
Just saw the effective disposals up to 88% now by foot.
It's a big issue, isn't it? It's the big difference between the two sides.
For Port Adelaide, and they've had 23 more disposals as well.
Oh, you got that, the push.
Plus 14 marks at the moment, 22-8. This is clinical. This is actual training stuff on the way out here. Ross Lyon will be disappointed. He hasn't been able to lock that ball in his forward half, and that's the Fremantle game.
They keep giving it back though, Kingy. That's the problem. Their skills under pressure. They're not handling the heat. It's a corner phrase from the Port Adelaide coach.
Yeah, and it is about 28 degrees out there, Impy. I don't know what heat you mean, Jared. Finals heat. Polak. And short, he goes wider to Ebert, who's got some space to work. Boak leads short. He goes to the pocket to Butcher. Not quite.
Well, the kick was to Boak, I would have thought. Then there's the easy 15-metre chip. Boak had 2 metres on his direct opponent. Would have been an easy set shot for Port Adelaide.
Westhoff was the man he went for in the end. Butcher still playing out of the goal square. And he'll probably do this ruck con. No, he stays down and Trengove does it. Nancy Pearce.
1 on 3, 1 on 4, 2 on 5.
Did well. Need. Broadbent. Homsch.
Their width is fantastic, Port Adelaide. You mentioned just having the outlet player for that quick kick when the pressure comes from Fremantle.
Need caught. High on advantage. Now Ballantyne's ahead of the ball. He's going to stroll all the way home here, Hayden Ballantyne. Hobbs chases. Ball sits. Ballantyne takes time, and there it is. First goal of the season for Fremantle. And it was stylish.
The old counter-punch, Jono. It's exciting. And Ballantyne has had limited preparation, as you have said. He would have been desperate to keep going and dribble it across the line, but I think he was running out of petrol tickets. And fortunately for him and for the Dockers, he got one across the line between the big uprights.
Mundy with the turnover. Right at centre back for Fremantle. And that's the slingshot right there. All forwards are up because of what Port Adelaide's produced, but they got that one over the back.
Mistakes are just going to be absolutely punished here. We saw that just one mistake from Port Adelaide, an errant handball, and a goal resulted.
Oh, Wingard rode that bump. Tackle from Barlow. Sandlands. Hill. Mundy.
Good vision.
Barlow. Feeds it wide. Johnson, well, it was behind him, but he'd go one-handed. Sutcliffe.
Still sloppy though, Dwayne. It's got to be out in front. It's got to be the professional footballer's got to hit those handballs and hit the target.
Barlow sits it up. Walters might have to go here. Jonas, front spot.
No, that wasn't Michael Barlow's best kick. Didn't advantage his club in any way.
Hartler. Paddy Ryder. Wearing the number 4. Brent Renoff sold number 4. And a few to wear it. Gavin Wanganeen, of course, one of those at Port Adelaide who've donned the 4. Pittard. Oh, a little fumble, but it works for Westhoff. Schultz. 2 to beat. Used his body. Umpire said it was okay, and it stayed in. He rolls it to the top of the square. No one home. It did roll out. David King.
Just had a look at Hayden Ballantyne, just his work rate, his want to get involved in contested possession. Puts a big block on here. Not sure that's his role in the team, Hayden. But from that moment, he bounced up and got straight back involved in the play and found himself forward of centre. That's terrific work rate from the young man.
Plenty of players back for Fremantle, and Johnson does the ruck work. Sandlands wasn't going for it, and Wingard has the shot.
Interesting ruck scenario there. They had Clark come up, they had Sandlands there. Clark came up as the extra, in fact it was Johnson, and he hit it to a dangerous spot, not to their man, but to Port Adelaide's man.
I think that'll be outside the team structure that they were trying to implement for a D50 stoppage, no doubt. I think it was just a rush of blood. Third man up, shallow throw in.
Trengove and Clark tie up. Mundy hassled. Daniel Pearce caught through some legs.
Mine, thank you.
Fife has pushed forward, having a bit of a spell through the middle of the ground. Ballantyne's been pushed up to this stoppage.
Sandlands free.
Kane Corns continues to run with Stephen Hill. He's the unlucky one, Jono.
Just having a look at the other matchup, Jared, in the midfield, you've got Pearce going with Boak. He's getting a lot of support. There's a lot of heavy body work going on here. They're putting a lot of time into checking Boak every time he wants to run.
It's a big matchup. It's a big matchup, Hill and Corns, you spot, because what Kane Corns does, he finds the footy, he gets off at the right time to help his team in an attacking nature.
No Ryan Crowley to run with Travis Boak today, of course. Barlow. Clark will rise. Good hands.
That's a good sign. That's what the Dockers need. They need another avenue of attack who can be dangerous in the air.
And Fyfe's dangerous in the air too. He's up and he's got good hands.
So they needed the transition mark to get it down to the one-on-one king of footy. Preeminent midfielder. Where do you rank him as a forward, Kingy?
Well, he's hard to beat one-on-one, Jerry. We showed his one-on-one numbers. He's the best midfielder at marking the ball in the forward 50 in the competition, and he's just showing you exactly why it's impossible to stop this guy.
Arguably the best player in the competition, bar one thing that holds him back. What would that be?
Might be his kicking, but he gets that much of it that you have to have a look at the collective.
Yep.
But their goals that just have to go through. He knows that. He'll be working on it. And it's time to execute.
Broadbent. The kick in to Ryder. Sandlin's there. Knocked to the back. Ibbotson. Havlicek to send it back.
Didn't centre that one.
Might be okay though. Through Walters. Broadbent. Clever. Content. Got away with it.
Well, it was deliberate. The whole world knows it was deliberate. I think the umpires made the right decision.
Clark, Sandlands, Tringove and Ryder all there. Not really sure who was going to take the ruck contest.
Good get from Wines.
Yeah, Jonas got it from Wines, gave it to Butcher. Good lead up from forward. A good start to the game, John Butcher. Late inclusion, no Lobie. Schultz stands under it. And McFarlane's marked that. And that's thrown away. So the umpire let him off because he should have paid him the mark. Fyfe caught. Umpire lets him off that. No, he doesn't. Took too long.
It was a quick 360 spin. It wasn't even really 360. It was nearly 180 in the end. Yeah. It wasn't a slow one where he went to handball. And
I think it was harsh, John.
Yeah, it was harsh.
You've got to be fair to blokes winning the ball. You've got to give them some time. I don't think he actually saw him handball. He was blindsided in many ways.
He gets away with that last year. New interpretation. He gets it back here. Fyfe and he shrugs even, but falls. Sheridan, can he hit a target? Could he go all the way home? Walters, hit hard, read it beautifully. Homsch, little slap down. Ballantyne empty, that's a good battle. Subin looks up. Squeezes the pass.
Just not hitting targets inside forward 50 at the moment. The Dockers killing them at the moment.
Jonas tackled. Ball up.
Just going back to the Fyfe handball, you're spot on, Wayne. Any other era, that would have been play on. If the umpire saw him handball, the question is, Jono, even in this era, in this year, should that have been allowed?
Yeah, because it was quick. It wasn't slow at all. It was in the passage. They're out here.
Port Adelaide off and running. Who does Wingard want? Hasn't got a lot to go to. Need. Well, he's got no one in the square. Could give it back to Wingard. Now they've created the loose man. Need.
Still
the loose man is White. Can White get there? Just out of his reach. Still time to spend it wisely. Sizes them up. And this is Duffield.
They got away with one there. Port Adelaide have just burnt a goal because they had the 3-on-1 scenario.
Sheridan misses the target. Barlow under some pressure. That's a good option. Squeeze it towards the boundary, out of play.
It was a really poor interchange, guys. Sutcliffe come from the ground. He left Duffield no time to get on. Ross Lyon won't be happy with that. You've got to be better at the little things. There's small margins, these battles. Things like that can cost you goals.
And it's those small margins at the moment. It's only an 8-point game, but at the moment, Port's handling of the skill under pressure just a little bit better.
Ball gets to the back. Plenty of space out the back. Jonas, Main, little nudge to the back.
That's done. Everybody's working too hard to give away an easy turnover by pushing a bloke in the back.
Big crowd in, making some big noise. Jonas. Impey. Great season, his first season, 18 games. And
on the moat line. Thank you.
A fantastic inclusion.
He did. He stood up to some big challenges last year.
We heard the umpire say on the mow line, so they can see the mow lines. Each of them is 5 metres, so no excuse for allowing the 15 metres to be too short.
Boat goes all the way back.
Just having a look at this setup, guys. They're trying to line out, to use a rugby term, and make the ground wider. And anytime they can get a one-on-one, they're challenging Fremantle to defend it. Good enough to do it on that occasion, but they're lining up down the line, right next to the boundary line, and trying to make this a sprint, make it a running battle, and they're winning it at the moment, Port Adelaide.
Overkick said earlier on, they're kicking with a slight breeze, Port Adelaide, and they have a slight lead. Ball back in. Sandlands. I'll do it again.
Well, right now,
you can see that there. That's what Kingy's talking about. See the line out from the stoppage with the forwards. They're in one direct line. They've got movement left, movement right to the space created.
Good shimmy from Daniel Pearce. Port with an extra man back. Pittard, they're going to need it. Walters picks his pocket. Sandlands towed away by Tringo. Walters jumped on, free kick. Or Subin thought about playing onto advantage.
Yeah, I think he was gone there, Subin. He did take the advantage. Umpire should have pinged it and given it back to Port Adelaide.
Walters has had a shot. It's got some carry all the way home.
Well, that's a bonus for the Dockers. I think Subin probably took the advantage, Jono, and I reckon they were lucky to get the initial free kick, but you've got to go with the rub of the green. Let's take a look at this first free. Goes to ground, then he comes over the top, so fair enough, umpire. He was taken high. I reckon when you go to ground, though, you just about give away your protection, but this is a great kick. Fantastic conversion, and that's where they've been poor, inside forward 50 kicking.
And if you're wondering where Fremantle can improve this year, just 8 games last year, Michael Walters, 15 goals only.
We've got a few of those stories. Michael Johnson's another one, McFarlane's another one.
And Port Adelaide had a relatively injury-free year last season. Fife. Spur. Ibbotson. Good second effort.
This is the kick. Got to get this one better.
Sheridan.
Straight. Turn over again.
Polak. White. Again they spread. Broadbent. He can go if he wants to. Only got Need forward for the long kick. He goes in that direction. Duffield. Need. Ball to the back. Cavalry arrives. Sutcliffe. Fantastic tackle by Need. Tied up. Got away with it. Ibbotson. Duffield. Hammers it wide. Boak.
Not his best kick there, Duffield. He wasn't under enormous pressure and gave it straight back.
And Travis Boak gives it straight back again.
You've got to wait for him to give the signal. You've got to go back to the bucket. You've got to go back to the bucket. Just wait for the signal.
Fremantle wanted to play on quickly. Just getting clarification of the ball from the bucket rule.
Thank you. Thanks, Jake.
Neil.
Move it on. Play on. You, mate.
Clark and Tringo. Front spot, but he spills it. Tringo goes through legs, but to Daniel Pearce. Sheridan. Mundy. Sheridan. Can he hit the target this time? Ballantyne crashes the pack. Hill keeps it alive. Ballantyne tries to shrug. Polak gets it out.
Just having a look at the counter-attack game, guys. Jared and Jono, we've got Fremantle coming out of the defensive 50 11 times for not one inside 50. Port Adelaide have counter-attacked 8 times from their defensive 50 for 5 inside 50s. That's the game at the moment.
Ballantyne to a 2-on-2. Hartlett got it away from Fife. Pavlich and Fife both there.
That's good vision.
So Barlow, if it sits, can have the shot. Had to wait for it. Spur back to Barlow. The 1-2 opens him up. Time to steady from just outside the paint. It's long. Five.
He's a freak. He should have got the easy one.
Play on.
Didn't hold it long enough. Wine short. And they dodge a bullet. Pittard.
Did he hold it long enough, Jared?
Well, I turned my back, Jono. I turned my back. I gave him the grab. I still think it was the wrong kick, though. Barlow had him there. He should have hit him up rather than going for the long bomb. He had to do a 360 and get back to make another option.
Rice. In his back was the call.
Let's take another look.
Look at that, eyes on the ball, pure jump.
Oh, you pay that.
That's a mark.
Yeah, you pay that. I know it's slow motion, but
Yeah, that's a mark.
he stopped the momentum of the ball, controlled it. Barlow sits it up maybe for Fife again. Can't get the run at it. Boak. Schultz lays the tackle on McFarlane, who manufactures some sort of handball. Ballantyne, Hill. Every possession under pressure. Sheridan nicely. Clancy Pearce. Spur. Beeline by Ebert across the line.
He did really well there, Ebert. Saw it unfolding, pushed up, controlled his tackle, didn't give away a free kick, and they reset with the stoppage.
1 minute 35 left to quarter time. Arguably the match of the round, this. Two genuine contenders head to head. Sutcliffe. Ibbotson squeezes it low. Hartland gets there. Nice collect on the half volley. Broadbent.
That'll be really frustrating, Ross Lyon. They're kicking forward to the centre. Jono Fremantle has been
Average at best.
It's been bottom four side, not top four side.
West off quick to Polek. Maybe one last chance to roll the dice here, Port Adelaide. To one just off the bench. Walters. Again, the move works for them. Oh, well dealt with by Wines. He's a strong body for a kid. Long kick. Butcher's down there. Butcher's got it.
That was a massive don't argue.
He's still, age-wise, young enough to win the NAB Rising Star, Ollie Wines. 50th game today. He's got too many games under his belt to be eligible, but so strong for a young player. Polek, in the meantime, might have the last kick of the quarter.
And capable of going the distance here. Got a little bit of breeze behind him, Kingy.
Yeah, and was practicing torpedoes for the best part of 20 minutes pre-game. Wouldn't be surprised to see one here.
Looks to be holding for a drop punt. And he misses to the near side. Will be lucky to score.
Ollie Wines, just brilliant. That effort down here on Michael Walters was just super. Up to 12 disposals in this first quarter. First game of the year. The young fella's dominating.
Clark, good hands. Siren sounds. Time to catch your breath. Two of the contenders for 2015. Two of the best coaches in the competition. Ross Lyon and Ken Hinkley head to head. And your match of the rounds living up to expectations so far. Port Adelaide with a slight breeze.